Good evening. Welcome to Health is Wealth. This show is sponsored by the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association. It is a wonderful thing that the Cable Access, Chicago Cable Access, is doing for the nonprofit groups so that we can talk to you, so that we can get our words out, and that things that we can pass to you as far as our knowledge and expertise, as far as health, a lot of that is what we are, and there are many types of health. We're more than happy to come here and do that. Well, right now we're in the midst of the busiest season. Man, we've got baseball going on, big time. We have the Bulls about to return. We have the Bears, and when I say that, my teardrops here and here. I'm so sad. And my man is coming back with his so-called injured thumb that's been injured for weeks, and I just have never really seen that as something that keeps you from doing what you're doing. But anyway, we're all busy. Some of us are in town, some of us are not. So let me take this opportunity, because we will not be back before the election. The biggest and the most important thing, and that is a matter of opinion, is the election that will be held, in the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to take this time to talk to you a little bit, increase your knowledge or your awareness, or you can give me a call and we can talk about it. 312-738-1000. And we can talk about this thing. Knowledge is power. And we need to increase our knowledge. I don't care what we know. We can always learn some more. So real quick, let me say to you that if you do nothing else this whole year, make sure that you vote. It is so important. Voting is what governs your life. The outcome of these elections will have a lot to do to influence your life in the coming 4 years. Don't cry after it's done. Don't stay at home and say, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, then why do you talk about it after the election? You need to increase your knowledge, because advantage to increase our knowledge. The less we know, the less effective we are. So one of the things that I want to tell you, because civics is not in schools anymore. Well, it is. It's back. But for a long time, we haven't had civics. So when we talk about things concerning elections and people who represent us and people who are doing things for us to make our lives better, we have no idea. If I ask people, well, who is your state representative? Who is your state senator? Who is your United States senator? Your U.S. representative? Who are they? What do they do? So here's quickly one thing that I really, really want to impose upon you. Get a piece of paper or pad tonight, now. Write down those things that are important to you. We all have different things. I don't have children anymore. My children are adults. So I wouldn't write down that education was the most important to me. I would say that it's on the list of things that are important to me. And so this is what we all need to do before that election. What is important to you? Is it education? Is it crime? Is it drugs? Is it schools? Is it hospitals? Is it health care? What is it? And put it on your list in order. Now, gather all of your materials together. If you don't have them, you will. In the next few weeks, you will receive all types of literature from people that you've never seen, haven't heard a word from. So, gather your little pieces of paper together. You'll see on there what each one of them does, or each one of them would like to do for you. That's on there. How important, when you make your list, it should be in order of importance to you. The most important thing to you may be Social Security. It may be education. It may be jobs. It may be crime. Whatever it is, put that down. When the brochures come to your home, and they will, and you say, okay, this one wants to be the state rep or the U.S. representative or whatever. Have I ever seen them? Do I know this person? they say that they have a lot to do with whatever is important to me. So what have you done for me is what you say to yourself. What have they done for you lately? What have they done for you at all? Have they made your acquaintance? Do you know them? This is your business. This is important to you. And they're going to come to you in that order. If you don't know and you don't really think it's important to find out, because you can always go to the newspaper or the television commercials and all that and find out what these people intend to do for you or with you. And then you say, oh, okay. They're going to find me jobs. Wonderful. Oh, they've been doing this for a while. Why haven't I seen them? I haven't seen this one. It says right here, they're my elected official. Why don't I know them? Have I heard from them? What do they do? So these are things that you need to ask yourself. And then you need to go back and look at how your past 4 years or 8 years have been in your life. Have things gotten worse? Have they gotten better? What's been going on that's in the news besides the sports? Is it some business crashed, or some business got started, or some big business wants to buy this business, or whatever's in there? And you can be sure that it's going to be put to you. But whatever you read and whatever you see, how much of it is true do you know? A lot of us do not know because we haven't been paying attention. So the other thing is, make your list in order of importance. See what each of the persons that you see on television or in your literature or your newspapers, see what do they do. They say they want to be this or that to me. Well, what have they done for me? Have I seen them in the community? Have they been to the community meetings? Have I been to the community meetings? It's time for us to step up, do our homework. What has the relationship been in the last 8 years between your president and your Congress? Who does what? Who's responsible for what? Have things been great the last 8 years? And why is this person saying that it's not, the other person saying that it is? So if you have some literature at the house, if you have some old newspapers or any of those things, just browse through them and say, oh, well, this one said that they're responsible for whatever it is, and I've never seen them. So that's the kind of stuff that you want to do, and I hope that you do that. Don't just go to the newspaper or someone else and say, well, who do you think I should vote for? Why are you entrusting that to someone else? Are they responsible for what's going on in your life? How much have they done? When have you seen them lately? These are the kinds of things that you need to think about. This is such an important time in your life. What's happening tonight with the baseball or whatever else is going on, the concerts, etc. I don't think that many, if any of the things that you are being shown and told to now will be as important to you in the next 4 years. You are going to vote on your future. And I see people after the election, oh, this is just terrible. Really? Did you vote? I had a homeless man who he would always be outside when people would come out of the store. And he was very nice, very polite, well-dressed, well-spoken and all of that. And he would say, if you have anything that you can spare, I would appreciate it if you would give it to me. Well, there is nothing wrong with that. But after one of our elections, I came out of the store because I wasn't going as often, didn't have as much money, things happen. And he was out there and I said, I can't give you any money today. And he said, oh, well, that's okay. I said, well, it's not okay with me. I said, you don't realize it, but you are part of what happens in my life, and I'm part of what happens in yours. If I don't have a job, or I don't get a raise, or I don't get a check, I can't, number one, come to the store to buy anything because I don't have the money. If I don't have the money, then I can't give it to you. And you're part of the chain. So you notice that your customers in the store have gotten fewer. Why? What part do I play in this whole political landscape? What's in it for me? I mean, everybody else, there's something in it for them. Do that. Think about it. And make sure that you do it. There's also, I believe, going to be on the ballot a referendum. And the gist of what I got about that is that they want the money that is raised for highway construction and other things that benefit the community. They want that money, according to this ooh, look at me. I'm so upset. Well, not upset. I'm just filled. But anyway, they want money that is being given for highway construction and other things that benefit all of us. They want that money, when it is given, to remain where it's supposed to be to do what it's supposed to do. They no longer want people to say, oh, we're going to dip over here and we're going to get some of that. And I've heard people saying, well, we want to get the money from whatever account that is because there's something we want to do. And so this referendum is there for you to read and think about, do you want the money that has been put there for a certain purpose to remain there, or is it all right for this group or that person to dip in it, like you do? You go in your little bank there that's supposed to be there for emergencies, and you have what you consider an emergency, so you dip in the bank. Then you keep dipping, and then when someone needs it, it's not there. When you need it, you not need it. So can you say to yourself, it was a good decision I made, it was the right decision, and I knew that it would be tough, but it's okay? Or can you say, where did this money go? Give you a good example. People are talking about TIF. Hi, caller. Is there a caller there?
Good evening, ma'am. I turned in a little bit late, and I understand about the proposal they're having right now.
Yes.
They need to have that money start going for those roads and bridges. We got roads and bridges that are falling apart.
Oh.
If some people know the conditions of some of these bridges,
I know.
you will not want to drive over them. That's how bad it is. Our infrastructure is falling apart.
Yeah. Every time I drive over one.
That's what it's really about, because we got some of these old bridges that should have been rebuilt a long time ago, and it is to the point where it is really, really scary.
It's scary to me, especially if it's over water. I'm real scared.
I'm just a country boy. I just last week just found out about indoor plumbing. But I tell you, certain things ain't quite right, and it's just ridiculous, because it's just like a lot of the funds are supposed to be tied into certain things,
yes,
and they take the money and do other things with it. That's the reason why the state is like it is. I just want to say this one last thing. That's it.
And it's perfectly legal, by the way.
Hello?
It's perfectly legal, by the way, for them to take it. That's why they do it.
But this is the problem, okay? Now, if we have all these oversight committees, these audit committees that could be watching things, and we pay our money for these people to watch out, what are they really doing? Are they being paid to look away money?
Well, that's the whole point of my conversation, and I'm so happy that you called, and I hope that you pass this on, because the first thing I said was, have you seen them lately? Do you know what they do? Do you know who they are? No, you don't. We don't. So when you're mad like this, like everybody is when things come to light, you're looking around to see, okay, who's responsible now? I want something done about this. Nobody knows. So we have this referendum that's going to be on the ballot in about, 2 weeks. And I'll bet you that when people come and they see that, some people will not have a clue what it is. So what will they do? What do you do if you don't understand something? And nobody's told you in the newspaper, some group, that you should vote for this or do this or whatever. You just skip over it. And then when you find out what's going on later, you're all upset and no. So pass the word. Read that. Tell people to read that. You don't have, you can explain it to them, and that's even faster and more effective, probably. So I feel you. Thank you so much for calling, and I wanted to get that message across, and we don't have a lot of time. The other thing that's big is the health care. the Obamacare. So now it's all over everywhere that Obamacare will be going up, in some cases as much as 26%. Now, if you do that, the math, that's a lot of money. And they're saying that all these sick, poor people that they have let on this Obamacare are costing us all this money. And the insurance people said, we had no idea we were going to have so many sick people we had to take care of. Well, what do you want us to do with all these sick people? You don't want them? You haven't wanted them? Okay, so now we're going to make us some money. Okay, we're going up 26%. This is going to justify it. All these people are sicker than we thought. Think about that. Think about it, because if they get rid of the Obamacare, we will still be paying, because they will go back to the green card, orange card, or any type of card. We're still going to be paying with our taxes. So you haven't accomplished anything. And also, there's a lot of fraud, a lot of scandal going on in the insurance industry, a lot of overcharging, double charging, a lot of stuff. We got to wake up. We have to wake up and take care of our own business, take care of our own house. Open up and see what's going on. Look around you. And like I said, all of this literature that you're going to get coming to your house, ask yourself those questions after you make the list of what's most important to you. And I'm sure that the gentleman that called, he definitely has that on his list. So make sure that you are aware and you are finding out what's going on. And do not let, well, I mean, some people do that. You go and get the paper and you say, okay, they said, we should vote for this one and this one and this one. Why? Why? Do they fit my list? This person that wants me to push the button, what have they done for me lately? Do I even know them? Have I seen them since last year? Or have I ever seen them? They don't come knock on your door. They will call you this time of year. And they will tell you all of the reasons why you should vote for XYZ. And if you've never heard of XYZ, and XYZ is responsible in some way in your community or wherever you are, and you haven't seen them or haven't heard from them lately or at all, look on your list and say, well, now that one I've seen. That one I have not seen. The bridges are messed up. Who been digging in them? Okay, well, yes, I'm definitely going to vote that money stays there. Not only am I going to vote for that money to stay there, but I'm going to keep an eye on them too. You don't just give it up just because they want to have you do that. Keep that money there. But you have to watch them because it might get legs and walk. So that's important. Now, we have a lot of people who are out here working for people who really have good intentions about the candidates that are running. And you've seen the commercials, and one of the things, two things I'll tell you, when you see the commercials, make sure that what you don't hear is what you want to focus on. What you don't see is what you want to find out. Because that's where the truth is. And so we have to arm ourselves. What has been done and accomplished in the last 8 years? How hard has it been? Where is healthcare going? A lot of stuff is going on. Now, you have a lot of good people in the community that are out here working so hard. They're working so hard, they don't have time or money for commercials or other things to let you know what they're doing. But you can look at the results of what's going on and say, okay, well, where's the TIF money going? Who's getting it? Are they diverting it? Or is it being used for us? Or what's going on? Is there honesty in all of these proceedings? Or are we just not paying attention? So what I'm asking you in my last few minutes here, because I won't be back before Election Day, but when I do come back, we'll talk about that, especially healthcare, because that's my field. That's where we are, the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association. We have our eyes on health. There are programs that are presented. There are workshops that are presented. Make yourself a resolution that I'm going to get involved. If I don't have time to go and read all of this stuff here, the Constitution, the federal and the state Constitution, well then I'm just going to see what workshop, what meeting, what event is going on that I can go and get some knowledge. And then I'm going to go to the meetings and I'm going to meet people who feel the same way that I do. And we're all working together to try to accomplish something. And together we can do that. We can accomplish. We can become a part of government. We can stand up and have a say and have it heard. Because trust me, after this election, everyone will be looking at who voted for whom, what amendment did they vote for. All of that is important as they plan their upcoming years in office. And you're looking at them as you plan to put them on the hot spot in terms of what they're supposed to do, or just look over and say, good job, good job. And that's what our job is too, to help, to participate, to let them know when they're doing something well or good, to let them know that we have our eye there, or they're going to put that money over here, and they're going to build those bridges, and they're going to repair the infrastructure. They're going to do all those things, but don't you sit down and turn your head. Make sure you check. Well, that bridge, what are y'all going to do about this bridge over here? It's been like this for years. We voted for you all. You said you were going to keep it in there, but I don't see it. Don't just think, well, job well done. I voted. Done. That's all I have to do. I'm not responsible. Yes, we are. We are responsible to each other. So they have some phone banks. As a not-for-profit organization, we do not recommend anyone. We cannot do that because we are not-for-profit. But, excuse me, that has nothing to do with us informing you of what things mean or what events are going on. That we can do, particularly as it comes to health, because that's our field. So they have some phone banks, the elected officials. The west side of the city is really hopping all the time, and I'm always over there being nosy and seeing what they're doing. And if it's something I'm interested in, I hop over to the west side and see what they're doing and join. So they have the black elected officials, west side to Iowa, and they're going to, they're looking for people for phone banks. They want people so that they can have them talk to you about what's going on anything that you need to know. What has been passed? What's going on lately? What's current? Let me know. And so they will have knowledge, just like they do for this insurance. When they call you, all the television is full of information about what company you should join. And why are all the big companies gone or going? Okay, enough of that. The west side black elected officials, west side to Iowa. They're going to Iowa. You can reserve your seat on the bus. You can make a difference. You know, I used to really be a little activist, and I just was always on every bus going somewhere. So before I go off the air, because our time is short, but I hope that you have gained something from what I have said, you can give us a call, or you can just tune in 1 month from now, and we'll talk about the results. Meantime, be safe, be careful, and the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association thanks you for tuning in. We also thank Chicago Cable Access, and we'll see you right here 4 weeks from tonight.